So continuing with the trend of that, I only come up with good ideas after we finish recording. I came up with a really good joke. Or not a joke, but that's just like a commercial idea. Because when we were talking about the Guns N' Roses car at the Daytona 500, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, Legacy missed a great branding opportunity where like they could have had like Eric Jones comes down pit road and they're like, oh, we're out of fuel. And then when they go to fuel the car up, instead of a fuel filler, it's just like the jack for an electric guitar, and like Slash just plugs into his car and starts shredding. And then you see like his fuel gauge going up, and then they like send him off after that. And I was like, man, that would have been awesome. He's gas man. So
shut the hell up. Shut up, man.
Well, it's like, did you ever see that Amp Energy commercial back in the day where the guy tries to jumpstart the chick's car by putting the jumper cables on his nipples, and he's like dancing super hard, and then he like drinks an amp and starts dancing harder, and it starts her car.
No, I don't remember that. That is awful.
Oh my god, I gotta post it here afterwards.
Awesome.
It's a classic.
Awesome.
It was like right when they sponsored Junior too, and I was like, "Oh my god,
that is such a good commercial." Are you kidding me?
That is
I hope someone got a raise for that. That's awesome. Oh my god, whoever was at the board meeting and said that, like, let's go.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh my god. Oh man, I tell you what, Joe. Yeah, I was content this week. I was in some content.
Yeah, you did some Sebring.
I did some Sebring content. We streamed the race. He doesn't listen to this. Who cares? We had a weak link, Darren Ingram. It ruined our race. Good lord, that man was booty ass cheeks. Oh my god. Whatever. It's fine. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. But man, Darren was bad. That was one of his worst showings in like any race I've seen him in ever. He was 10 seconds slower average lap time than Weaver.
Oh my god.
I think his fastest lap time was also like a second and a half slower than Weaver's. It was crazy. Crazy. But we had Tommy and I and Weaver was pretty consistent. He didn't put too much. He didn't put a foot wrong, really, for the most part. We had good pace though, and again, it was a day with the boys, and that's always a good time.
And 7th in class, 10th overall in your split.
7th in class, 10th overall. We finished ahead of, so we ran the P2 car. So there's GTP, P2, and the GT3. We finished ahead of more GTP cars than we did P2 cars.
Oh my god.
We finished ahead of most of the GTP field.
That sounds like the
my gosh.
GTP guys didn't know what they were doing.
They were not good.
Oh,
Not good. And then I called a race.
you did.
Finally called another race. I called the USRL Cup race, which was fun. I didn't tell Joe until after that I was 3 beers deep the whole time, but it made for good broadcasting.
Yeah. Had a surprise interview at the end at the request of Davey.
Matt, did you see that?
Was it the Noah clip? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
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 That one was a little intense. Weaver and I were like, yeah, let's get Noah in here. Noah wants to have a good interview. Noah's a little testy right now. It'll be a fun
Runs
interview.
everyone down.
Weaver and I were like, the interview's going on. We're just slowly more and more for the video watchers, I guess technically. We're just like, oh my god. Well, hey,
Nice.
donating to the JTN Swear jar.
Yeah, still haven't gotten that money, so.
I had a good combined racing classes moment also, because I went racing on Saturday and I got to race my brother for the first time in like 10 years.
Hell yeah.
And it's really funny because we're on the same team, so we have the same jerseys, same pants, both have long blonde hair, and we both have red frames. And so it was probably a nightmare for the announcer. And then we both made the main event. There was like 7 guys in our class. Of course, we started right next to each other in both races. And then literally on the start for the main, he immediately came unclipped with his right foot and almost crashed into me. And I was like, man, wouldn't it have been awesome if we just piled it up, only the two of us, immediately out of the gate? Like, it would have been really funny. We didn't, but we ended up finishing 4th and 5th, and it was fun.
The Steelman show.
Yep.
You know, I'm pulling for. Oh man,
It was a good time though.
Joe,
My
any
brother
fun
is very
things this
good.
weekend?
I watched Michigan hockey with friends, and we're
Oh,
going to the
cool.
Frozen Four down in Tampa. So
That's cool.
the team
Nice.
is. I'm not because it's a
Yeah.
Thursday
I was
night.
gonna say that's a pretty big trip to just
Like,
nonchalantly.
They want
try-
$150 for tickets. For student
Oh,
tickets.
that is for college. Yeah, that's quite a bit.
I mean, I'm assuming.
Pretty
I would
dumb.
hope they're good tickets at 100. I mean, you say what it is you get like both games on Thursday because there'll be 2 games, right? Kind of like how basketball does. I don't
Mhm.
know, but they're just like back-to-back games.
Yeah.
And
100. He said it's 150.
yeah, that's just a ticket.
I ain't gonna say what I want to say.
That's extortion. That's what that is.
Extortion.
That's ridiculous.
It's a racket.
That's ridiculous, and they're not going to help us like get down there either. They're not like, oh, we'll give you, we'll do a big transportation group thing on a bus or something. No, hell no.
It's
So,
a racket. A racket.
I also I talked a little bit about this pre-show, but as you can tell by that and by the sunburn, I did go snowboarding on Sunday, and I did do something for the first time in 15 years of snowboarding. Is I hurt myself.
Oh,
like
I
Chase
bit my
Elliott.
lip. It's not too bad, but I did bite my lip because I've never been able to ride
Cute.
switch stance, and so I was practicing that, and I was just kind of like pirouetting.
That's why you
and
weren't
I was
racing
like,
Saturday.
well, I was BMX racing on Saturday. I went snowboarding yesterday.
All
Yeah,
the
just
same.
run with the joke.
No, I was doing real racing on Saturday. But so I was just like pirouetting, and I did like 3 spins in a row riding switch side. I was like, I'm doing it. I can ride switch, and then I immediately fell straight backwards and bit my lip, and I just like sat there and like spit out blood a few times for like 30 seconds, and I was like, that's what I get. Yep. It's literally the only injury I've ever had snowboarding though. So
I remember a couple times I used to like. This only happened a few times. I forget like what we did about it. I think I just like eventually trained myself to not do it. But like, I would kind of notice while I raced karts, I would like kind of do that. Do that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Nothing. There's like no other comfortable place to like, but it's kind of just a habit or whatever. And I'd be like, man, if something happened, I would bite my tongue off. So
Yeah.
I would. I think one time I used like put like a rag in my mouth instead, just to like not do that. Like Richard Petty in the like 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
Get a mouth guard.
That
I think
too,
we ended
yeah.
up trying a mouth guard, but it was lame, so I didn't do it. It's like, this is stupid.
Fair
I'm
enough.
wearing a helmet.
Fair enough. All right. Well, do we want to get into things? We
Yeah. Who cares? Let's just free ball it this week.
Let's do it.
No NASCAR.
I didn't study for this test. I had one before we started recording. Anyways, Fake Racers Podcast, you know the drill, folks. I'm Joe. That's Davey. Matt down below. You guys have been
Davey.
killing it on numbers on YouTube, so thank you. We've seen like significant up in the numbers. Appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, don't know why that is. We think it's because we're doing really good. So tell us below why it is.
It's because we rock, Joe. It's because we rock.
We rock. But anyways, let's just get into it. Tyler Reddick, impressive win from COTA. Dominant car, fastest guy all weekend. I know, strategy kind of got him out of the lead, but
Fended him off. I mean, there's gonna be some upset people if Tyler Reddick didn't win that race after the speedy ad, but they sure made him work for it.
I was
Those
waiting for him not
restarts-
to win it.
I was
Those
gonna
restarts
say
are
that
not fun.
the rest of the field colluded to be like, what if we just like found a way to make Tyler Reddick lose this race by just wrecking every 30 seconds. So
Yeah. It was like if you were 3 rows back or more from the leader, you were gonna do something stupid, and it just miraculously didn't happen to get to Tyler at any point.
Yeah.
Like really, it's kind of amazing. I was sure that someone was gonna send it hard enough to get into the leader at some point, but it never happened. They kept they were still stupid. It was still dumb, but they didn't get to the leaders, which I was surprised by. But good for Tyler Reddick. First one with 23:11. Kurt Busch got a little emotional in the booth seeing him on the white flag lap, which I thought was great. I thought that was cool. Shows
Yeah,
how much he cares.
People being weird about that.
Yeah, I don't. Not even any reason to pay that any mind.
I know.
Yeah, no commentator has ever been excited for a driver or emotional for them. It's just literally the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Stop being. I have a problem sometimes when the commentators are biased towards their drivers, but when it's what Fox is doing with the guest commentator, it's a little different, in my opinion.
yeah.
Kurt, and the other thing is too, Kurt doesn't have any. I don't think. I assume. I'm sure there is, but he doesn't have like a bunch to gain by Tyler Reddick winning, right? Yeah, he's part of 2311. Yeah, he's got whatever deal he's doing, driver coaching, whatever it is, whatever his position officially is there. I don't know it. I don't know if they've said what it is. If it's just consultant or whatever it may be. To see that emotion out of him, right? Like, I think that was the first time it kind of hit me that dang, that he could be like done, right? Because they've been saying, well, we're gonna try to get him part time. We'll try to get him in a car as we can, whatever. But I don't know. Yesterday kind of pointed towards probably not ever again.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, because that is probably likely. I don't want to be too doom and gloom about it or speculative. But it does at the very least, it's at the very least indicative of like the journey he's been on, how tough it must have been, how much the people at 2311 probably mean to him, because it's probably one of the most vulnerable points he's ever been at in his entire career in motorsports. And for him to be that emotional about a driver that's new to the team, like he must be really close or integral to like operations or the drivers or something that's going on. Yeah, exactly. So it was nice to see that level of care from a driver who, like, we know cares, and we know like just Kurt Busch, who he is. Like, I don't know, it somewhere in there I'm making a good point. He's just Kurt Busch had his past, and like you kind of see Kurt Busch a certain way, and like he's like the kooky fun uncle now that he's kind of calmed down. But like to see him like genuinely care and show that much emotion, it was nice. I liked it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's got to be kind of bittersweet because like obviously seeing somebody else win in your race car is probably not easy, but at the same time it kind of speaks to the whole team aspect of the whole thing, is that it's not just like, oh, it's my race car. It's these like all of my guys have a damn good driver in the car and they're still going to be successful even if I can't do it. So yeah, it was cool.
I liked it.
Yep.
So you got that. Strategies with no stage breaks, of course.
I liked it.
So I know I came into the voice channel that Davey was in, and some of the USORL guys during the race before I went off to watch the hockey game, and because I was so impressed with Billy Scott and their willingness to just say, okay, our strategy isn't going to work. We're going to cut our losses now. They're after stage 2 was over, because they were going to try to do a 3-stop thing, and it was not going to work at all. Maybe it would have with the way the cautions ended up falling, but it was not going to work at all. And pretty much, Tyler makes that extra stop he has to make. He comes out, I think, 7 seconds behind the leader, and drives by everybody in 10 laps. Like,
unreal. Yeah.
I think it was, and going back to like the all-encompassing aspect of it, like the no stage cautions, I liked it. I thought it was a resounding success so far, at least. I don't expect it to be any different for the other road courses. I wonder now what that might propel NASCAR into doing in the future. I'm sure there's not any immediate plans to like make this a change for like other racetracks other than road courses, but I mean, you never know.
There should be.
I agree. I 100% agree there should be. But it is NASCAR, and I think it's a step in the right direction. I think this proves that it could work, and at least the idea is probably rattling around in their skull a little bit.
I'm not picking at you, Davey, but it is funny that where you're like, it could work, and it's like, yeah, it could work that you don't arbitrarily stop the race in the middle to bunch everybody back up.
I meant it could work as in like
Yeah.
it could be the thing that launches NASCAR back into going to
Yeah.
a race
Yeah.
that's uninterrupted by stage cautions.
Yeah,
You knew what I meant.
Yeah, I know. It just like it
Yeah.
came across as I was like, that is really funny. Yeah, no, because that was the thing that was always great about like Sonoma and Watkins Glen back in the day was there was this kind of cat and mouse game about where almost being in the lead at certain points was a disadvantage because you kind of ran the whole race in reverse strategy wise. So you wanted to run long on your last stop, and stages kind of killed that whole thing because there was kind of a methodical way to move up. And so I really enjoyed going back and watching highlights and catching up with everything that I missed of them not stopping the whole field to kind of just put everybody onto the same pit strategy. And there is kind of a tonal dissonance too of like hearing them announce like, and here's your stage winner, and they just keep going and you're like, oh. So I big thumbs up. I liked it a lot. So
yeah, I think if we see it be like maybe not be successful, but I think if we see it improve the racing throughout the year, which I assume that it will.
I think
at
it
all the
did
road
this
courses.
weekend.
It definitely
yeah.
did this week. I think if we see it continue, there's a moderate chance that some chatter gets into NASCAR's ear about making this an all-season thing, which I would like.
I don't know if they do it for this year.
No, yeah, they wouldn't.
But going for next year, I mean, obviously, like the Bristol Dirt Race, if that sticks around, you're not gonna be able to do it for that. You're gonna want to just keep it because
Do the state, yeah.
the whole appeal is okay. I don't have to bring pit crews to this race.
Yeah.
The same thing with the standalone races. They'll probably still have stage breaks. They still have stage breaks this year when Xfinity goes to Portland and trucks go to Mid Ohio and Milwaukee. Or I guess Milwaukee doesn't count, but they go to Mid Ohio, I think, still. So again, it's just like you said, step in the right direction. Hopefully, it opens some eyes and gets people moving away from all these really stupid restarts.
Yeah, and that's the thing too with NASCAR is that they're in an incredibly unique position where they run on so many different types of tracks. So you can be flexible with your rules if you have to. Like it's kind of apples to oranges, but if you go to F1 and you say like, oh, we're going to run stage cautions at Monza or whatever and not anywhere else. And it's like, yeah, Monza's a different track, but it's still fundamentally the same idea, right? But with NASCAR, it's okay to run a different rule set for how you race control on, say, a 3-mile road course or a half-mile dirt track because they take different, it requires different amounts of effort to run,
Right.
and it also races completely differently. So if they want to stick with stage cautions on, say, normal ovals, but for road courses or even something like Daytona and Talladega, if they get rid of stages, then that's fine, So we'll see.
It's a good point.
Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of talk about respect after this race.
Is there? I didn't realize. Didn't notice.
I just want to say the funniest part about it is I know a lot of this kind of got drawn up because of those road guys or the ringers, whatever you want to say. Because I think Kimi Räikkönen had a couple comments, Jenson Button had a lot of comments, Jordan Taylor had some comments about it, about not realizing like how much people used each other up. I think Kimi was like pretty like disgusted with it from what I heard.
Sounds like Kimi, yeah.
My first thing is I don't know what else they expected because this isn't anything new. And I don't think it's getting worse than it has been. I just think we gave the drivers this weekend more opportunities to do the stupid stuff that they've been doing for the last however many years since the whole NA18D fiasco with not being able to pass on long green flag runs. And I think that's just hard-coded in these drivers' brains now that, okay, any restart I need to just be aggressive and push people out of the way, but I'll open the floor.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's all that bad that the drivers that came in were kind of like taken aback by the contact because, I mean, we do have races where it is particularly bad. Like
The end of this one.
like we won't go to Sonoma and have this kind of racing.
Mm-mm.
We won't. We just won't. We likely won't go to Watkins Glen and have this kind of racing. We'll go to Indianapolis Road Course. We'll probably have this kind of racing. I think it is, it's very track dependent. I mean, who knows about the Chicago street course? I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a layout for it. I think the only thing we'll have with the
It's
Chicago
a bunch of
street course
90-degree
is,
turns.
I think the only thing we'll have with the Chicago street course is track blockage from smaller incidents rather than maybe people bouncing off each other. I don't know, man. I mean, it goes back to like, like we've said this since the beginning of this podcast, since its inception, it is a driver problem. And it is like when you said that, like I kind of gave a face when you said that it's been happening for however many years, but I was kind of thinking more long term. But yeah, since NA18D, this has been kind of the norm, unfortunately, for tracks that have like large differences in speed between their straightaways and the corners, and where there's large braking zones, and especially heading from a restart, a lot of opportunity to gain and lose under braking, and you can gain as much as you want under braking if someone's in front of you, and so a lot of drivers utilize that. Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, like I mean,
Kyle
that's just how it
Larson.
is. Kyle Larson. Yeah, Kyle Larson. Yeah, that's
He had a bad one.
he did have a bad one.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone. I mean, there were very few innocent drivers yesterday, and it's I kind of agree. I agree that I'm a little disgusted by it. It's not great. Like I know it's the norm, but I don't think these guys should come in here and expect that to be the norm. Like I feel like something needs to change. Like we can't keep wadding them up into each other every chance we get. And how do we police that? That's hard. That's a hard thing to tackle in a sport where contact is, it borders on encouraged. Borders.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Before I ramble too long.
When you were talking about course specific stuff, that was something that was on my mind too. Is COTA is a Herman Tilke design, which he is notorious for designing tracks with incredibly long straightaway into incredibly tight first corner. And Indianapolis fits into that same kind of template. So it's almost like, and then when you combine it with the current crop of drivers and the problems they have with racing each other with respect, like you're almost asking for it to happen at that point. Like you're saying, it's not going to happen at Sonoma because there's no point on that track that's really like that except the hairpin. And even then, it's still not a great setup to just absolutely dive bomb people. And you're not going to see that at Watkins Glen or even when we used to go to Road America, because those have they're very tight first corners, but they're fast. So you're not going to just absolutely launch it into somebody like that.
Yeah, and also with Watkins Glen, they have like a mile of runoff that they can use too. So
yeah,
so does COTA. But
turn one at COTA is like 270-degree turn though. It's that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is you're basically hitting somebody head on when they dive bomb you. So it's just like you're basically just asking for it, especially when you have this problem with drivers not treating each other with respect.
Run the course in reverse.
I was thinking that it would almost be better.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, and again too, with all the other guys coming in and racing, like you were saying, Joe, that it's not anything new, but I think a big part of that also is it doesn't necessarily show everything that happens in the pack and kind of in like the nitty gritty area where people are just banging off each other for 25th, basically. So I'm sure they saw that and they're like, oh, it's a little crazy on restarts, but I'll be ready. And then you're like, I'm getting used up 10 laps into this run for 20th. Like, what the hell's going on right now?
Yeah.
It's just it's a very fine line that needs to be tread, because now there's the whole, I hear people starting to throw out, well, should NASCAR police it? Should obviously drivers can't police it themselves.
Yeah.
That's Kyle Busch making scoffs in the media isn't helping anything. That interview of him right next to Ross Chastain and saying, yeah, there's one of the guys that's the problem right there, was awesome.
Well, see the funny thing about that too is like what we've talked about in the past, where with the driver trying to be kind of the voice, is nobody's going to take Kyle Busch seriously when he's just as guilty of doing it for the last 10 years as everybody else.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong, but nobody's going to take it seriously, unfortunately.
Kyle gives you more room though.
True, yeah.
Like, if Kyle's going to run you over, he's going to run you over. He's not going to make a mistake and run you over.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I think
If he ran
that's
into
the
you,
biggest
he
difference.
meant to.
Yeah.
Ross Chastain will run into you. Joey Logano will run into you. Daniel Suarez will run into you. Kyle Larson will run it because they're. I'm just gonna go down my list. X driver will run into you because they made a mistake, and they didn't
Yeah.
respect you. Kyle Busch respects you, and then he'll run you over because he wants to run you over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back like the joke, like, oh, we live in a society and you participate in it. I mean, at the same time, like, it's kind of impossible for any driver to call it out because everyone has to do it. If you're not doing it, you get taken advantage of week in, week out. I mean,
CC,
it's
Ryan
a story.
Blaney, and Eric Jones.
It's a story as old as time that rookie drivers come in. Joey Logano, for example, he's a monster that the Cup Series like ethos created.
Yeah.
Sat there and got run over for however many years, and now he's who he is.
Jumping forward slightly, because we're going to talk about this later, Sheldon Creed's a perfect example of that too. Because I think a lot of us would agree that Sheldon Creed's one of the few up and coming drivers that is still pretty respectful and pretty clean. And we've seen how the last year or so of Xfinity has gone for him as he gets used up like crazy every time he's near the front. So, yeah.
He's done his fair share of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm not up in my Sheldon Creed lore.
everyone's poop stinks.
Yeah.
Daniel Suarez, though, he's gonna have to pay.
Oh boy.
He's gonna have to pay some money because
yeah.
I don't. Oof. We gave Ty Gibbs the yell down, whatever you want to call it. Daniel Suarez, man, oh buddy, can't do that. Can't do that.
He was hitting everybody.
He was just not happy with Alex Bowman for some reason. Guess Alex ran him over, but then Ross ran Alex over, or I don't know.
Well, so originally I thought what he was mad about is because it was like Briscoe punted Chastain into Bowman into Suarez. So it started like 4 cars back. Not to say that Alex Bowman wasn't absolutely dive bombing the hell out of turn 1.
Not everyone was.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's jumping off the bridge here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so originally I thought he was like, oh, I'm pissed at Alex Bowman because he spun me out. And then he got pissed at Chastain too. So I was like, maybe he went and confronted Bowman and Bowman was like, dog, I had nothing to do there. And then he got mad at Chastain. But then they posted the radio transmission and his crew was telling him like, yeah, man, your teammate just dumped him into you. So I don't know what
he was just mad at everybody.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, he's probably just pissed off in general. Not at anyone in particular.
Having a bad day.
And I get that. It's definitely not a good look, but I get it.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to this whole idea that all these drivers are complaining about respect, but none of them are giving it either. Because, like Davey said, you're going to get used up, and if you don't do it, you're done.
Yeah.
But it's again drawing the parallels to what we talked about with Ty Gibbs last year, where he made I need to learn from my mistakes. Like you can't use those types of excuses for yourself. So it's so frustrating. It was frustrating to watch the end of that race.
Yeah, and I've been vocal about it before. I'm not a fan of post race bumper cars, and especially not on pit road.
Not on pit road. If you want to go tap somebody after the race, and you're still out there on a hot racetrack, but not on pit lane. Yeah. Not where there's people. That's dumb. That's stupid.
Like I'll say, we like Daniel Suarez here, but it's okay to criticize the people that you like. So
it's okay to call a duck a duck.
Yeah, you should hold the people that you like to higher standards. So
what's wrong?
I just got a notification on my phone.
Uh-huh.
Big Machine Racing started following me on Instagram.
Yeah,
that's gonna go away. Someone made a mistake. Someone didn't mean to do that.
Parker Kligerman superfan Davey Hazard
He followed me. Parker Kligerman superfan got followed by Parker Kligerman on the Big Machine Racing account. 100%.
I had that happen the other day. The official Supercross on NBC page started following me on Twitter because I'm the only person tweeting about Supercross. So they were like, "Oh, we gotta follow him."
Dude, that's pretty cool.
Does Husky Chocolate still follow fake racers?
Dude, that is that's unbelievable. We still need Husky Chocolate, by the way.
I'm gonna check because for a while it was the They followed like a few athletes that they sponsor, and then us. But
They
then
followed
still...
Fake Racers podcast and Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Which
followed
I-
Ricky. That's right.
Which I still couldn't. I still can't believe that. That makes me so angry.
Let's see. They followed
Bastards.
Chip Ganassi.
I'll keep you guys up to date if that happens to last.
They follow TGI Fridays for some reason.
They can follow TGI Fridays, but they can't follow me.
No,
Unbelievable.
they can't. They still follow Ricky.
Yeah.
They follow Waffle House. Let's see.
How do they
What?
follow Ricky? That's crazy.
They probably just forgot.
I don't understand.
I don't think they follow Fake Racers anymore.
Wow.
Oh no.
Davey would
they
have the
don't like
easiest
us.
access to that.
I don't think they ever followed the Fake Racers account.
Oh, yeah,
think-
maybe it was they just followed Ricky.
They only
Maybe,
followed
yeah.
Ricky is the thing,
That's funny.
which
Anyway.
makes me even madder. I'd
Like-
rather them have unfollowed.
Okay.
Like,
All right. AJ Allmendinger unfollowed Sheldon Creed by bumping him out of the way to take the victory at COTA.
that he did.
That is not grammatically incorrect.
Grammarly.
So
Grammarly. I love using Grammarly for emails, man.
Grammatically.
Allmendinger wins second straight race at COTA. Good on him, I guess. I don't know. I was working on school assignments during this. Kind of had this race on the side. Wasn't like it was good racing. Wasn't like bad racing. Just it's just Xfinity. I don't know. People used each other up.
I thought the Xfinity race was pretty good too. I
Yeah.
actually enjoyed it. I mean, people bump each other for wins all the damn time.
I know I said the thing about Sheldon Creed earlier, but I just want to say I have no strong opinions about what happened.
Yeah.
AJ Allmendinger should be ashamed of himself. Sheldon Creed was holding up the top 5.
Yeah. Yep. Dude, I have
Like,
noticed that.
no
that
one
the
wanted
internet...
to say that. Like, literally, it was AJ and Sheldon, then all of a sudden William Byron catches up, and then, I don't know, someone else catches up, and then a 5th car, and then AJ's like, all right, I'm done, bumps him.
I love that, like, when for every single incident that happens on track, everybody acts like the person who is at fault for it killed their family or something. 'Cause they're like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. As Sheldon Creed spins and doesn't hit anything. Like, yeah, it sucks, but he's gonna be okay.
Oh, darn, he still finished top 10.
Yeah.
Ah, shucks.
So,
Dang it! Frick! Sorry.
so it is what it is. It happens.
Yeah, whatever. Cool for AJ Allmendinger. I like seeing him succeed and be successful because he's when he wins, he's like excited. So, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I want to go back to the broadcast real quick, the Cup broadcast. When they put Chase Elliott, I know Chase Elliott actually had good insight. I will say that he was not bad in his role in the booth, quote unquote.
In the
but when
booth in Colorado.
Yeah, but when they put him on screen, it's like, hey, Chase, blah, blah, happy to see you. Happy to have you here. And how are you doing? And Chase was like,
I'm doing fine.
hey, guys, happy to be here, and I'm doing fine. It's weird seeing that 9 car out on track.
Hasn't been watching
my dad-
Xfinity for the last 7 years, apparently.
my dad, my dad, like, looked at the screen. He was like, this guy sucks.
It's his tone of voice.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
all it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, he was at, like, the more I listened to him on the broadcast, he actually had good things to say, but he just was like, he just looked
He's too
so
monotone.
unpleasant and unhappy to be
The-
there.
But he seemed fine. So like
Yeah,
his
yeah,
body his body language was good, right?
That's just how he sounds.
But his
like,
face,
you'd think people would be
he
used to it
has
by
no
now.
face. Like he doesn't emote.
It's like his face was like he's like drugged up, like he couldn't like move.
probably
Probably
is.
was. Yeah.
Might be.
He just
I
like
was
took
dying.
he took his Vicodin for the day, and then they were like, "Oh, I gotta take you to the broadcast." That's right.
The worst part is he's been more active on his social media too.
Yeah.
It's actually been decent. It's so interesting.
It's so interesting what happens when you're not trying to just be race car driver guy. It's crazy.
He's like, "What do I do with all my time now?"
You can actually be
Careful.
more likable.
Careful, Chase. We might start to know who you are.
Yeah.
We might start to root for you for more than just your Dale Jr.'s follow up and Bill Elliott's son. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And you drive a Hendrick car. Ah,
Jeff Gordon's protege.
yeah. Jesus Christ, he literally got every fan base, didn't he? My God.
Jesus.
Xfinity booth was fun because they had Logano and Keselowski up there,
Yep.
and you can tell when those guys are at odds. It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
was
yeah.
it? It was oh god, they had Logano and somebody else, and they were talking about Logano losing to the. It was or no, it was Blaney and somebody else earlier in this year, where they kept talking about Blaney like finishing behind them or something. It was really
It was
fun.
Blaney and Dylan probably.
I think that's what it was. I can't remember which booth it was, but
It's either
fun.
Blaney and Dylan or Blaney and Logano.
It's always funny when you get like the two drivers who like have raced each other very recently, and there's still like those, like they're joking about it, but it irritates one of them a lot. So
Oh yeah, they immediately brought up Atlanta last week with Brad and Logano. So like, Adam Alexander, man, he does not hold punches up there. He is really good. Underrated.
I like Adam Alexander. I really like him. Yeah.
You can tell he's got plenty of reps under his belt too. So
yeah, I think sometimes people stiff him as like he's too goofy or he's like he doesn't really say much, but like he's not there to he's there to do the color commentary. You know, to get the two drivers to be analysts. Like he's not supposed to.
He's
say
air
anything
traffic
that's like
control.
overtly smart. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That's a hard job.
Especially with the drivers, I'm sure have like a little bit of an idea of what to do, but like essentially they have no training or experience for the most part.
It's really hard when one of your guys is drunk too.
I made the broadcast better. And I did it for free.
Zane Smith keeps 38's winning streak alive at COTA.
He's on fire.
Yeah, literally.
Joe's looking at me because he's not happy with the joke I made. Or he wanted to make it himself and I beat him to it.
No.
So whatever, I didn't want to make
Glad you're working on your layups, Davey.
Yep.
What can I say?
Gotta score somehow.
I'm good at basketball.
An impressive truck race, I thought. They had a lot of green flag runs. Yeah. Kyle Busch did a funny. Just overruled his crew chief. He was like, "Nope, I'm staying out."
Nope.
He pulled a Lightning McQueen. Tires? I don't need tires. Just gas.
And then he needed tires.
And then he needed gas.
Yeah.
Well, needed some.
Speaking of needing tires, big shout out to my pick not even making the race. That was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I had to double check that too, and I read the tweet and I was like, I picked Bowman, didn't I? God damn it.
Oh my gosh. This actually I'm gonna hijack this conversation right now, right here, and complain about Parker Kligerman's Saturday. It was the worst ever.
Oh jeez.
He had mechanical failures like out of the top 5 or near the top 5 in both races on Saturday.
Still better than Jimmy Johnson's Sunday.
Let's not even talk about that because that was unbelievable.
I was going to say, yeah, we didn't even mention him not even completing a lap.
Like, I told Joe this, but it was like insult to injury because I had just got Saturday was like crushing. Like Parker Kligerman had probably had almost winning speed in the truck race.
Yeah.
It's a road course, and like I was expecting him to be quick in the Xfinity car as well, but he was like actually making a lot of time. Like he was getting up there. And I just pulled the rug out from under me. We get to Sunday, the race starts. Jimmy's kind of, whatever. He didn't get a good starting spot, but still, it's cool to see him race, right? There's the wreck. I see him come down pit road, and the rear quarter is away from the car, and I'm like, what happened? And they show one replay from that onboard where the dude, I forget who it was, that spun into him. It was Ty Dillon. Yeah, Ty Dillon gets spun into him. I see Jimmy Johnson go roundy rooskies, and then they play the damn commercial outro music and go to commercial. I'm like, what the hell? What just happened? It's over like that, and I didn't even get to really see it. This is stupid. And then I didn't really care about the race all that much. I was like, all right, I'll just watch it. Whatever.
That is just for the way the last 3 years of Jimmy's NASCAR career went, that's just so extremely on brand. I don't know why I expect anything different at this point.
Like at least at Daytona, like he had a little bit of speed, was kind
Yeah.
of running around up there, but yeah, whatever.
Yep.
What's up, Joe? What you thinking?
I mean, Jimmy's probably still ahead of Ty Dillon in points, so
I'm gonna check. Hang on.
I think Ty's only gotten a point each and every race.
Let's see. Let's see.
Jimmy did get wrecked out of the 500, so it's probably
Ty finished last. I think Jimmy at least finished like somewhere around 20.
Trying to.
Could be
okay. Let me hold on. I'm going.
Yeah,
to
I'm looking
JST.
at this up right now. All right. Justin Haley's still dead last with -7 points.
well, yeah, but
Jimmy
That's-
Johnson is 38th with 11 points. He's behind Travis Pastrana still.
Mhm.
Ty Dillon's at 32. So
oh, okay, so he's got more points than I thought he did.
yeah.
Good for him.
How's Ty Dillon finished this year? Let's see.
How many points does he have?
32. He's
32 points.
21 points ahead of Jimmy.
Jimmy Johnson has 11 points.
I thought you
Yeah.
said he was like 32nd in points.
No. Well,
You
he's
said
33rd.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ty's finishes this year are 40th, 31st, 34th, 30th, 23rd, 39th.
Chase Elliott's still ahead of him in points.
The Chase Elliott bar. When will you pass Chase?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I can't get enough of this, man. I just can't.
Yeah.
Still seeing Justin Haley at -7 is so funny.
So their appeal is next week. Hendricks is this week.
Mm.
So we'll see. We'll see if Rick Hendrick's going to pony up and instead of paying $400,000 to the NASCAR Foundation, he wants to pay it to the Motorsports Appeals Panel. Get that
Oh,
penalty
God.
reduced.
Yep. So, and that was the
Anyway.
truck race.
That's the truck.
That was the truck race.
Oh my god.
Carson Hocevar was mid again. Don't know what I don't know what's going to take him to win.
He had a brake failure, and then on his way to get back to pit road, also broke an axle. So, in the truck race, it was bad. And I didn't catch what happened to him in the Xfinity race.
He wrecked. I don't know if something broke and he wrecked or he got wrecked, but he wrecked.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about from COTA? Bubba Wallace's interview is really weird, but understandable.
Yeah, he's probably just frustrated at himself.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but
Literally nothing
That's-
else he could do, and I'm sure the first thing he probably saw on social media was people like yelling at him because he ran into Kyle Larson because he had no brakes.
yeah.
People forget Kyle Larson did that last year at Indy.
Yeah. Really, he did that way worse actually.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I did see somebody saying like, dude, it was like Kyle Larson was a weapon last year, and they included that clip, and I was like, I don't know if him with no brakes at Indy is the one to be like, look at how bad Kyle Larson was last year.
Did he hit somebody?
He did, but he was trying to avoid
Who'd he
the
hit?
pack of cars in front of him. I
Ty
think it was-
Dillon.
Yeah, it's Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon.
Yeah,
It's
because he
Ty Dillon,
like
hit the hell
launched
out
it
of him.
off into the infield to try to get away from
Yeah.
everybody else and just clobbered
Yeah.
Ty Dillon.
Yeah.
So
There's I do want to talk about one last thing before we kind of move on. What do we think of COTA? It's kind of been 2 years of like normal
Actual
races.
racing.
What do we think of it on the NASCAR schedules? I personally really the restarts at the end of the Cup race were weird.
I can
but
take it or leave it.
I like the racing. If it went away, I wouldn't be upset. But I do like the racing. I do like this track as a Cup Series track.
if we didn't throw yellows for every single like restart spin, I would be totally fine.
Oh, there was
'Cause
debris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we found a way to clean that up, I'd like it a lot more. And I've liked COTA, but just it's so long that sometimes it feels like you're just pacing forever, and it's really frustrating. So
I can take it or leave it. I think Austin is a big market that they're trying to get a better footing in. So
Yeah.
I think it's probably important to have this race there, especially because you're not racing at Texas twice a year.
Yeah.
'Cause
A lot
that
of people in
track's
Austin
awful.
a lot of people in Austin really embrace like Austin things too, and Circuit
Yeah.
of the Americas is like decidedly like an
Mhm.
Austin, Texas thing, and so
Keep Austin weird.
yeah, I mean that's a thing. So I don't know.
That goes against our cardinal rule,
Yeah, it's a
unfortunately.
different. It is, yeah, it's
gotta get rid
true.
of it. Sorry,
Yes.
COTA.
Damn,
It's fun while it lasted.
it was a good run.
Yep.
Sorry, University of Texas Longhorns.
It's been real and it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun.
You're out of here. Oh.
Deuces.
I don't watch college sports, but I do.
I need to clip that and make that a GIF. Can I get you to do that a little more defined, please?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There it is.
Send it to Darren.
Oh, you know it. We'll see if I
That was
actually get
pretty
around
good.
to doing that. Poor Darren, he's taking a couple shots today. Anyways. No crazy news, so let's get right into the picks. The Truck Series, Saturday night, gonna head to the Texas Motor Speedway for their standalone event at the track that sucks. I don't know. What you guys got?
I gotta get a refresher on the Truck Series.
I'm
Hang
getting
on.
the entry list right now. I'm gonna sneeze.
Yep.
Bless you.
All right, thank you. Truck Series. Who's picking?
I think I got Zane last week, so I'll go last.
Okay.
I'll take.
I guess Matt goes first because this guy didn't even make the race.
Yeah. I'll take Christian Eckes.
Good pick. Good pick.
I'll go.
Let me get
Haley Deegan.
I was thinking
Just-
about taking Haley.
Gotta
just
have
for
a good
funsies.
finish at some point.
Yep.
It's gonna happen one of these days.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna take Zane Smith again. Oh, I'm screwing something up. Hold on.
What'd you do?
I'm screwing things up on our sheet.
We need technical difficulty music.
All right, IndyCar Series. That's not even correct. Hold on. There we go. That's correct. I'm gonna pick first. I'm taking Pato O'Ward.
Willpower.
Stingray Rob. It's gonna work out this time.
What number is he? 18?
I think he's 51. Hang on. I don't know what number he drives.
All right. Can't wait for that parade. That's gonna be a great parade.
It would be really funny if it was like Davey 12, Joe 5, Matthew Sting.
Yeah, that's 51. Yep.
Oh god.
There you go.
Yeah. Xfinity.
So, Davey, you won it because I think you picked AJ last week, so you got to go last.
It's always really funny to like look at these like the entry lists or whatever, and you see crew chiefs who used to be like winning races in the Cup Series, and then what they're doing now. You're like, oh man, I remember when Steve Addington and Kyle Busch were dominating, and now Steve Addington has to crew chief for Chris Hacker.
Oh, is he on the 38 this week?
Yeah.
Oof.
Brad Parrott is Kyle Sieg's crew chief. That's another good one.
Jason Ratcliffe is crew chiefing for Joe Kraft Jr.
Oh no.
Yeah, Jason Radcliffe's been
my
just he's been
God.
stewing down there in Xfinity the last couple years.
Oh.
There's somebody on the truck one that I saw too that I recognize. Oh, Scott Zipadelli is Corey Himes crew chief for Tricon.
Oh.
Danny
Jason
Stockman's on
Ratcliffe.
Nick Sanchez's truck.
Ryan Patty's on the 51 truck.
Wow.
Is he doing both of them? Oh, or no, that's Brad Parrott who I was thinking of. Yeah, Brian Patty for it's crew chief and for Jack Wood.
Yeah, that's a great combo.
Yeah.
So Matt, who you got for Xfinity?
It's got to work for Sheldon Creed one of these weeks. I'm telling you,
All
it's
right,
gonna
I'm
happen.
pick Sheldon
eventually.
Creed again. I'm gonna
It's
take.
gonna happen.
I'm gonna take John Hunter.
That's a really good pick.
Sammy Smith.
Amy Smith, 18 car. All right, Davey. Now the Cup Series from Richmond, Sunday afternoon. Oh boy, crazy, great racing. Vroom vroom vroom. Who you got?
Great racing. Vroom, vroom, vroom. We go Ryan Preece.
This is where you hope that he has speed, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, who you got?
I'm gonna go with who am I gonna go? Truex.
Matt takes Truex. I am gonna take Brad Keselowski because I'm gonna hope the Phoenix wasn't a farce. We'll see.
Yeah.
I know the finishing result he got there was because
What's new?
transmission went, haha, not gonna shift.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I was so mad, man.
I thought of you when it happened. And they didn't even pay attention to it when
Nope.
it happened as well.
They were like talking about Brad all day in that race. They're like, oh, look at this is just all the improvement, the RFK, blah 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 blah. And then I just watch him just die on the restart because they had that camera that I think they used the helicopter camera for the restarts at Phoenix, just so because then you could see all the fan out. And then you just see Brad just, oh, there he goes backwards. Oh, 20 seconds.
Oh,
Ran top 10 all day, 22nd place finish. Woohoo!
Yep. Sounds about right for Brad for the last year or so, unfortunately.
Gotta finish. 6 never quits. Hashtag 6 never quits. Honestly though, if you're probably looking at maybe some Toyotas to do well this weekend. Hopefully, that's again the hope for them, because I think Tyler finished top 5. Then he had decent speed.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Seavel had decent speed. Obviously Hendrick's just really quick everywhere. Maybe they'll cool down.
Maybe they won't.
Probably not. Look out
Yeah,
for
maybe
Josh
they won't.
Berry.
Finished 3rd at Phoenix. Yeah. Or not Bell.
Do
Sorry,
you think Josh
Reddick.
Berry has a good shot on Sunday?
At least top 10.
Yeah.
I think he'll run well. So
Okay.
I think he's getting more and more comfortable as the weeks
I'm-
go on. So
I'm intrigued to see how he does.
I'm surprised they're not putting a dirt guy in the car for Bristol.
Probably safer to go with Berry for that one.
Probably, but
It's probably like
Yeah.
a safer bet.
I thought maybe
Well,
like
you
they'd
gotta
get
think
Brad
it's-
Sweet in the car or something. Since
They
he's a
would not
Napa
do
driver. But he's a Napa driver.
They would not do that.
I know. But he's a
Casey
Napa
Kane
driver.
coming back.
But
Casey
like,
Kane, perfect.
Hendrick would not. Hendrick would maybe go for Casey Kane, but Hendrick would not put a dirt guy in there. I don't think. They want to go. Hendrick is like such a historically safe team as in terms of like they're like risk
And bringing
taking.
back Jeff Gordon because Exalta was like, we don't want Alex Bowman.
Yeah.
My point exactly.
Or maybe it wasn't
There's-
Exalta, maybe it was Nationwide. It was one of them. One of them didn't want
It
it.
was no, it was Exalta. Yeah. And then
Still
they
my
stuck
point
on-
exactly.
And then Exalta stuck on as a sponsor for another year under purely circumstances of, oh, fine. So
Well, Junior had one more year after that.
yeah,
Too. But then then they stuck around for a year with Bowman.
yeah. Yeah, good old Hendrick. Yeah, I was like genuinely still in shock that they put Jordan Taylor in the car. So
But that one I think is safe on the level of like he's been working very closely with Hendrick employees who have been doing the Garage 56 thing.
yeah,
Which is weird how all those drivers there were in the Garage 56 car. They're like, yeah, the Garage 56 car doesn't translate at all to the Cup car. Doesn't translate at all.
They're lying to you. They're lying.
I hope so, man.
They're lying.
I hope so.
Oh, these Jack Attack cars, these are just cars we threw together. This is just a spectator experience. They're lying to you. They're lying.
What are they doing,
Yeah.
Davey?
Davey, are you telling me that a team in the Cup Series is cheating? No
They're
way.
lying to you. They say that it's not like the next gen car. They're lying. It's a lie.
I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. This is unbelievable.
But Davey,
Believe
the Garage 56 car is like 3 seconds faster lap time. Obviously, that means nothing translates, right?
They're lying, Joe.
It's got bigger brakes.
Yeah.
They're lying.
It's got headlights.
They're lying. Okay, anyway. In
That's
case you
all-
couldn't tell, everything that they're saying about the translation between two cars is absolute nonsense, BS, press release nonsense, gobbledygook. Don't
Well,
listen to it.
I was gonna say it's like they can't come out and be like, yeah, it gives us a huge advantage. Because in
yeah.
NASCAR, it's just
But
gonna.
it was
Yeah,
just
it's like I
weird
got
to hear-
seat time in the next gen
Yeah.
car.
It was weird to hear like Jensen Button, like go like, yeah.
Well,
It doesn't
that's because
translate.
Chevy's probably paying him like, don't say a word or you're out of the car for Le Mans.
Yeah,
I swear to God.
Because they're saying that, and Joe Gibbs is like hooking Jensen Button up to a lie detector test to make sure. Like all these other team owners, yeah, Joe. All these other team owners got these guys like they got
should.
ears and eyes everywhere.
They
They
should.
bugged the rooms.
They probably do.
I bet they do a little bit in some way. Maybe not like so spy movie esque, but yeah.
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 Oh my God. Nobody tell him about that time Andy Petrie's car had DRS on it, by the way. They'd freak out.
Anyways, that's all we got for this week's edition of the Fake Racers podcast. As always, cannot thank everyone enough for tuning in this week. We hope you're going to have a fantastic week. You're going to enjoy all the racing this weekend because there's a lot of it. F1's also racing. I don't know where, somewhere in the world.
Melbourne, Albert Park. It's actually going to be a good race. Watch this one.
Is this one? This is one of those 1 a.m. races too, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Is it? Or no, because it's
it's like-
Australia, so it'll be like
2 a.m. or something. Hold on.
oh, right, no, it'll be like 10 a.m.
It's
my time. So yeah,
Albert-
it'll be like 1 a.m.
Albert Park.
It'll be
Hold on.
late night.
We're
for us.
looking it up because these races are the most fun to stay up for. Yeah, 1 a.m. 1 a.m.
Yeah, Australian Grand Prix is always good.
Always good.
So that's also out there. We're not going to pick it because we already all know who's going to win it, probably. So it doesn't even make sense to pick it at this point. Red Bull,
Yep.
Red Bull, Red
Michael
Bull.
Schumacher. Yeah.
Yep,
Sorry.
Michael Schumacher. Good job, Davey. Good job.
I'm not gonna make a joke. I'm just gonna move on from
No,
it.
go ahead and make the joke.
Nope, because it'll make me sad.
Folks, again, can't thank you enough for watching, listening. Remember, you can follow us on social media on Twitter at Fake Racers. Davey will make the post. Davey will be active with the Fake Racers account. I am officially granting him whatever authority he wants to make social media posts.
I'm gonna put all my racing takes on there then.
Okay, go for it.
Ones that you might disagree with.
That's fine.
Here, I'll make the first one right now.
That's fine. I don't care. Interactions, content. That's what we need.
I'll make the
Scared,
first
but
one
this is
right now.
me.
Joe.
So again, check that out. We're on YouTube at JTN2. You can also follow the mothership at Johto Network on YouTube as well. You can follow Davey at Davey Hazard on Twitter. At D7H5 on Instagram, at D7H5 with an ER at the end on Twitch. And he'll have you can probably still watch his Sebring stream replay if you want to go check that out. Matthew, you can follow him on Twitter at msteelman51, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So, and again, at Johto Network, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, we make it pretty uniform for you. Make your lives easier and mine as well. Davey's cooking something up. Go check that out on Twitter.
It's already cooked.
It's up.
Already
It's
cooked.
in
The
here
goose is
getting
cooked. Go
refreshed.
look at it.
Again, folks, can't thank you enough for watching, listening this week. And we'll see you guys next time on the Fake Racers podcast.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.